This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
Wait. Nope. There it is. Okay, I'm all discombobulated. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me for the After Party Live. I really appreciate it. And I have to tell you, if you notice me looking over this way during the Mark Thompson show, it's because there's a really big hairy spider that is crawling around in the corner of my office, and I tried to find it and kill it before I came on, or at least capture it and set it free. And he's missing now, but he's big and he's over here. So if I freak out during the middle of the show, that's what's happening. Spider alert, spider emergency. That's going on here in the After Party Live studio, the Mark Thompson studio, you know, whatever it is. Thank you for your patience and thank you for hanging out. Heading over to the chat, I see that Heather is back today, and I always love to have her in the chat. B.A. Ware is here as well. And B.A. Ware, I think it was you. I wrote it down last week. You suggested that we take a trip to the Azores for Travel Tuesday, and that is exactly where we're going. I had a great time looking up pictures and finding out a little bit more about the Azores. So that is where we will go today. Thank you for the great recommendation. I always take them at kim@theafterpartylive.com or kimmcallister@gmail.com. 2 M's, 2 C's, 2 L's. You can always send me messages that way. But thank you for hanging out. So let's see. Oh, so sorry, Kim. Yeah, I do. It's over here. It's over here somewhere. And yeah, big one. Eric says nothing scarier than spotting a spider, not seeing it afterwards. I was talking to Tony after the show, telling him that I was preoccupied the whole time. I'm talking to David K. Johnston. There's a hairy spider over here. And he said that there was once a cricket in his bedroom at night, and he must have taken every single piece of furniture, bedding, clothing out of his room, finally found the cricket. He's like, if that was me, I wouldn't go on the show until you found it. Well, I don't know how long I'm going to make you guys wait because of a spider, so I need to woman up over here and just deal with it, I guess. But yeah, I'm not really happy about it. You can film it for your animal segment. Well, apparently the animals know they're welcome here. It's a friendly place, right? So they're all coming. I remember when it happened with Nikki. Yeah, that one got, I think it got on her, right? Yeah, she screamed. That was really funny. I loved it. Absolutely. Gordon says at my job, I would collect or catch insects and set them free. Yeah. I mean, if I could catch it, I would take it outside. If I want, I have a problem killing animals, and it's not including spiders and various insects. And it's not because I want them to live. So don't think this is any like altruistic thing in my heart. I'm squeamish about it. I would much rather catch them and set them free, because just the act of the squish, like that freaks me out to no end. Yeah, no can do. Heather says cricket was my college nickname. Funny thing about cricket, for a very short time, and I was awful at it, I had a radio job in a smaller market, and they had the evening girl on the country station. And it didn't matter what woman was in the role, her name was Cricket. So for a very short time on the radio, I was Cricket on a country station, I think for maybe 3 months. And I was like, I'm not Cricket. I can't do this one. No. Oh gosh. Liz has a problem with insects. Thank you guys for your love and support. Sandy says, I don't mind house spiders as long as they keep their distance. They keep your house bug free. Yeah. Gross. Viewfinder said, I'm sorry to hear the watercolor drawing that hung on the wall was just to smash an insect. It was so beautiful. What? No. I had a complaint. I used to have are you talking about the rainbow picture that used to live right here that my son made? That I still have somewhere around here, but someone was complaining that I didn't have it properly tacked down. So when the ceiling fan was on, it would flop around on the wall, and they found that it was very distracting. So I just took it down because I couldn't find extra thumbtacks. So that's what happened. That was a viewer complaint that ended up with the rainbow picture being taken down, but it's one of my favorites and I really like it as well. B.A. Ware says, spiders creep me out, but not jumping spiders. They can crawl on me and everything. They have funny personalities. Okay, so spiders and I don't hang out in the same place, except for this one, long enough for me to get to know their personalities. So that's a no. Mm-mm. All right. Well, I guess we can move forward to the actual show. What do you think? Now that we're 20 minutes in on a Travel Tuesday, we got to get to some stories. So let's do it. Thank you for subscribing. If you could click subscribe. Thank you for liking. If you could click the like button. These are free ways to help the show. And thank you for contributing to this show, this After Party Live, which helps keep it rolling. The PayPal address is at the bottom of the show description and in the About tab on YouTube. And I appreciate everyone who helps fund the show and helps me to further the After Party Live. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Okay, let's move into this first story about a shark in Half Moon Bay that followed a pair of kayakers as they were about a mile offshore. This is a moment that, another freak out moment. It's a moment where I might have said, you know what? No. This is perhaps my last kayaking trip. I don't know. This is a report out of Cron 4. Wow. Okay, so I can get it to play. So these are two kayakers. They're out on about a mile offshore off Half Moon Bay. And you can see the fin in the water there.
Yeah. It's gonna start moving in. Okay.
You can hear one kayaker asking the other, you okay? And the guy's like, yeah. Meanwhile...
There he is.
Yeah. He's big, too. You can see it's from the
You all
length
right?
from his fin to his tail.
It's gonna start moving in. Okay. I'm gonna follow you, okay? Yeah. Oh.
And so they make it back. But come on. They
There
make
he
it
is.
back to shore, no problem. But can you imagine being a mile out? And that's what you're looking at. Yeah. That's pretty...
right?
I mean,
Yeah.
for me, that's pretty scary. I don't know about you guys, but I'm thinking, yeah, check it out.
I'm
See if
gonna
I
follow
can-
you, okay? Yeah.
I'm trying to get the shark and the kayaks. You can see how far it is.
There he is.
Yeah, there he is. You can see how far away it is from the boat. So that's pretty close, don't you think? I think that's a little too close for comfort. Now, I know. They say the sharks don't want you. You don't taste good. They're curious. You leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. This is what they think is a huge great white shark. Swimming incredibly close to your kayak. You are kind of out in the open and at risk, and you're a mile from shore. The kayaks were 13 feet long. That great white even longer. This is Ian Walters and John Patrick Thomas trying to keep their cool, and they were very nonchalant. Like, hey, you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm okay. These two buddies were fishing off the coast of Half Moon Bay when they see this dorsal fin of this shark surface directly behind them. And here's what they say. It was a beautiful, calm, foggy day. I noticed this really big dorsal fin. Further down, I noticed a very big tail. We both tried to keep each other calm. We watched it circle around us. The friends paddled out from Pillar Point Harbor, and they were, again, about a mile from shore. They recorded the shark on camera as it followed behind the kayak, swimming very slowly across what they say is the glassy surface of the ocean. There he is, he said. You all right? Yeah, he says nonchalantly. They said the video shows the shark appearing curious and not really aggressive toward the kayaks. That shark followed them for a few minutes. They say he really liked our kayaks. So they say it was very magical to be near one like that. Not aggressive at all. The experience, they said, was mostly surreal. And eventually the shark stopped following the kayaks after what they say is losing curiosity. So I don't know. president of California's White Shark Project, his name is Dr. Paul Kanive, tells Cron 4 the shark in this video appears to be a 14-foot-long adult great white. It's got the classic triangle fin, and he said August is the time of year when great whites swim closer to California's coastline from their annual migration out to open ocean. Mental note, don't take your kayak out in August. I don't know if that would freak anyone else out like it would freak me. I would feel like a sitting duck out there. Crazy. Okay, we got to finish the rest of that video again.
You all right? Yeah. It's gonna start moving in. Okay. Nice and slow. I'm gonna follow you. Okay. Yeah. Oh.
That's it. Wow. Okay. So that's what they're doing out on the off the coast of Half Moon Bay. Yeah. I love the ocean, as you can tell by the theme of this show. I love kayaking. I love even what's under the ocean. I just don't want to be too close to it. No. The first day of school is coming. Today, we have the Meet the Teacher event for my son at school. A lot of kids have already started school. And in one school, and I know my mom was a school teacher for 35 years, so a lot of times you've got to go into the classroom and prepare, right? Got to get it cleaned out, got to get it set up. And that's what one teacher was doing in California, I believe in California, when a bear wandered right into the classroom. Yeah, it's kind of exciting. Did she call the Fish and Wildlife folks to come help out? No, she absolutely did not. Instead, she called her husband to come deal with it. Check this story out.
Teacher at a school outside of Santa Barbara, California, just wanted to be left alone as she got her classroom ready for the new school year.
Well, the only problem was so did an unwelcome visitor. Here's ABC's Danny New.
Oh no. We woke up the mama.
As we see in Anchorman, it can obviously be hard to communicate with a bear.
I'm gonna eat through my lunchbox.
Like, how do you ask one? Hey, can you get out of my classroom, please?
There was a bear charging at me.
Earlier this week, teacher Elaine Salmon here, yes, Salmon, was just returning from making some copies for the new school year when she found this unexpected guest, immediately shut the door, and called her husband. Why not the authorities?
Well, because he's my man, you know.
Also, it helps that her husband, Ian, is a retired police officer who says bears are a pretty regular thing here in the mountains near Bakersfield, California. For example, here is one who recently opened their car door. So, Ian arrived within 10 minutes and then uncovered the big problem here.
He wants to get out.
I know, but how are we going to do it without being in the way?
The heavy metal door would have to be held open on the inside. The bear most likely got in the classroom by using his paw to push it open, but that means to let him out, someone would have to go in there and say, "This way, sir."
Is he over there?
Yeah.
They got down to business. Elaine distracted the bear by tapping on the opposite window, while Ian snuck in behind the door.
Here, bear. Here, bear. Come here, bear.
Thankfully, the bear eventually obeyed and just sauntered by Ian out into the night.
Ah!
And then Ian growled to scare him away while Elaine hid behind a fence. Everyone was fine. There were only minor damages. And maybe a new dynamic duo just emerged in the town's ever-growing human-bear relations department.
We're a team. Mama bear and Papa bear.
By the way, I mentioned minor damages. The main one was that the bear went into one of the classroom's emergency earthquake kits to eat the snacks in there. And crazily enough, as you may know, there was literally an earthquake near Bakersfield the next day. Thankfully, though, they did not need the kit. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Are you kidding me? I just did that whole story and I was muted. That is crazy. Thank you for the $2, Heather, and thank you for telling me that I'm muted. At least it happened on this show and not on Mark's show, right? And Julie throwing down a $2 super sticker as well. So, am I to understand when did I get muted? Was it just in the last story or the whole one? 3 stories in? Oh my gosh, from way back. You guys, I'm so sorry. I'm such a bonehead. I'm so preoccupied with the spider, I guess it's affecting everything. I've had a big smile on my face. The comments are so funny. Kim, we love you. I'm such a dork. Oh my God, you guys. You know what? At least you're here for it all, to experience all my weird moments. Okay, I'm going back to this story. Did we talk about, did you hear the glowing anemones? I think sharks, bear, glowing anemones. That would be 3 stories in. So maybe the puffin, did we hear about the puffins? You guys didn't hear about I'm not going back to puffins, but I will tell you about the drill baby drill in the name of science. All right. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is a scientific experiment where researchers with the Journey to the Center of the Earth aboard the ocean drilling vessel Joyous Resolution went to something called the Atlantis Massive. Massive with an F at the end. It's an underwater mountain in the Atlantic Ocean west of the Mid-Atlantic Range. So they had planned to drill down 656 feet because they thought the drill might jam up. But they did not encounter this problem that they had expected. The drill did not jam. So they just kept going, and down they went, 4,160 feet, or 0.7 miles, into the seabed, and that's deeper than anyone has ever drilled ever before. All the data that they collected and their experience is published this week, or last week rather, in the journal Science. And the scientists think that the core samples they pulled up might hold clues to the origin of life on Earth. How cool is that? One of the researchers tells the New York Times they have a treasure trove of rocks that will let them systematically study the processes that people believe are relevant to the emergence of life on the planet. How cool. One of the researchers said, there's kind of this chemical kitchen in the subsurface of Atlantis Massive. When seawater reacts with a mantle, rocks beneath the Earth's surface can produce hydrogen and methane, which bubble back into the ocean through hydrothermal vents. And that's where this drill site was located, right near the field of vents, called the Lost City. These gases support microbial life, which in turn feeds small invertebrates in the ecosystem. So one geologist said, one of the suggestions for the origin of life on Earth is that it could have happened in an environment similar to Lost City. One of the things the researchers were looking at is how olivine, which is a mineral abundant in the mantle rock samples, starts these chemical reactions. And so they think that understanding how that process works could have implications beyond life on Earth and might even relate to the possibility of extraterrestrial life. How cool is that? They also think examining the rock composition of samples could reveal insight into the movement of the mantle responsible for volcanoes and earthquakes and all of these things. When they were looking at the samples, they uncovered lower levels of the mineral pyroxene than what's been found in other parts of the world, and higher levels of magnesium. And those findings indicate this region of mantle underwent a higher amount of melting than they would have expected. So, pardon me, they say it's too early to say anything really specific, but they're really excited to find out more. Aren't you glad you could hear that story? Hello. Good morning, everybody. There is a different kind of EpiPen. It's not a shot per se, but instead you can now take epinephrine up the nose, which is a huge big deal for people who suffer from allergic reactions or anaphylactic reactions to things. The FDA announced on Friday the approval of the first nasal spray treatment for anaphylaxis, which we know is this life-threatening allergic reaction. So now for emergency treatment of type 1 allergic reactions in adult patients weighing a minimum of 66 pounds, so not for the little kids, you can use this epinephrine nasal spray. A lot easier than someone who doesn't know and who's never done it before trying to jam a needle into a muscle, right? Epinephrine, the only available treatment for anaphylaxis, previously only available as an injection. They used to call it the EpiPen, right? But this new nasal spray is being dubbed Neffy, N-E-F-F-Y, Neffy, by the FDA. So we've got the EpiPen and now we've got Neffy. A lot easier. This man has set a video game record. He played a video game called Warcraft for a crazy amount of time. 78 hours and 30 minutes. He's from New Jersey. He played the World of Warcraft so long that he broke 2 world records in the process. His name is Justin O'Donnell, and he's a Marine Corps vet. He was on this multiplayer online role-playing game for 78 hours and 30 minutes. They did allow him 5-minute breaks each hour, but he didn't nap. He used the time to eat and play with his dogs rather than sleep. He said, I got physically tired, not so much mentally. He said, I don't suffer from a lot of the typical issues when I'm awake for so long, lethargy or hearing things. He said some people start to slur their words and might even be mistaken for being intoxicated. He said, I typically don't get any of that. But his gaming marathon broke the record for the longest video game marathon playing World of Warcraft. Previously, it was 59 hours and 20 minutes. No, not him. 78 hours and 30 minutes. He also took the record for the longest video game playing marathon playing an MMORPG. I don't know what it stands for, but I'm sure you guys do. Something about a role-playing game. Yeah. So there you go. New record. Why not? Here's the lotto story of the day, and I'm very glad you're able to hear it. This person bought the lottery ticket because they like the colors. Have you ever, sometimes people pick sports teams because they like the uniform. They like the team colors. This woman from North Carolina said the colors of this scratch-off lottery ticket caught her eye. Her name is Rachel. She said she took a chance on a $30 Supreme Sevens ticket. It was her first time buying the ticket, but she just liked the blue and the white color of it. She won $4 million. She said she was stunned when she scratched off the $4 million top prize, and she's still in a state of shock. She immediately knew what she would do with this prize. She said, I've got a bunch of grandkids, and I want to make sure that they have a nice future. How nice is that? There are 5 sports that are coming to the Olympics, and they are not some of the sports that we saw in the Summer Olympics in Paris. No. There's a bunch of new ones. Hi, it's me, the bonehead of the day. A bunch of sports that we didn't see this summer. So here's what we will see in Los Angeles in 2028. Flag football. It's a no-contact sport. It's making its debut at the 2028 Olympics. Most of the same rules as tackle football, but with some modifications. They've got less players, 5-on-5, down from 12-person squads, 2 20-minute halves, no kickoffs, so a little bit different, but we'll see flag football. They're bringing back baseball and softball. They had baseball in 1992 in Barcelona. They had softball in Atlanta in 1996, and both make their return in 2028, baseball and softball. Cricket is going to be played. It had been in only one previous Olympics. That was more than 100 years ago at the first Paris Games in 1900. Would have been nice for them to bring it back to the Paris Games this time as well, but they didn't. So they're bringing back cricket in Los Angeles. Lacrosse is going to be brought back. it has been 120 years since lacrosse has been an Olympic game. So that will make a return. And then squash is going to make its debut. They've never had squash in the Olympics before, but squash will be in the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. So it was featured as a demonstration sport in the Youth Olympic Games in Buenos Aires in 2018. But never have they had squash in the Olympics. So interesting. They are trying to make this Olympics be a car-free event. So we'll see how they do it. David K. Johnston told me on the Mark Thompson show that the softball venue will be in Oklahoma. There's a lot of time between now and then, so hopefully they'll be able to figure out how to put it in Southern California at least. All right, are you guys ready for Travel Tuesday? Now that you can hear it, as they say, let's take a look at the Azores. Check it out. How beautiful is that? Look at that. Looks like an extinct volcano, kind of like in Hawaii, Molokini, I think they call it. Yeah, but look how beautiful that is. Like an old caldera filled with water. So let's go to the Azores. Thanks to Be Aware for the suggestion. And off we go. This is a list of the 12 most beautiful places to visit in the Azores. It's a place where emerald forests merge with deep blue seas of the Atlantic, where volcanic craters cradle serene lakes, and where every sunset, they say, feels like a private show. This is from myglobalviewpoint.com. The Azores, a cluster of islands, one of Europe's best kept secrets, they say, tucked away in the heart of the Atlantic Ocean. It's great for people looking for a blend of adventure and tranquility. And each island in the Azores has its own unique charm. Let's take a look. We're first going to Algar do Carvalho. This is the heart of Tercia Island, and it's Algar do Carvalho, an ancient lava tube that is a remnant of the island's volcanic past. Check that out. You don't see lava tubes in very many places in the world. You see them in Hawaii and here in the Azores as well. This ancient lava tube is a remnant of the island's volcanic past, offering visitors a unique journey into the depths of the earth. And as you go down, 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 the damp air and the drips create an atmosphere, they say, of mystery and wonder. There are stalactites and stalagmites in the cavern. The shimmering underground lake at the very bottom of this tube adds to its beauty, and they say this is one of the most beautiful places in the Azores. That it's a geological wonder, but it also really highlights that they protect their natural resources, like this place in the Azores. It's very well maintained. So if you're visiting, they say make sure this enchanting cave is on your list. A journey to the center of the earth, Azorean style. Next, let's go to Angra de Heroismo. Angra do Heroismo. I hope I said it right, because it sure is pretty. This is like opening a book, they say, filled with tales of maritime adventures and ancient battles. It's a cultural evolution, a capital of Terceira Island. Pardon me, COVID still got me. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And they say it's a living museum. This city's vibrant streets are lined with colorful buildings, architectural influences from all around the world. This majestic Angra Cathedral, they've got bustling public squares, and a sense of timelessness in this area. You can stroll along the marina pictured here and take a look at the seafaring legacy of this island. Hey, beautiful. They call this one of the prettiest places in the Azores. Beautiful sunsets here and charm, complete charm. Let's go to Caldera. They say it's a striking example, Caldera, ooh, that's so pretty, of The biodiversity in the Azores. This is a volcanic crater that stretches 5,000 feet in diameter, and they say it's really quite a sight to behold because of the scale of it. The walls rise steeply to encircle a verdant floor. When you go here, they say you are in awe. Lush greenery on the ground, with endemic flora that's found its home in this microclimate. There are birds chirping all around, and their chirping is kind of echoed because of the walls here. Caldera, they say, holds a special place in the hearts of those who've witnessed its majesty. If you're looking to go to the Azores, they say put Caldera at the top of your list. It has a grandeur and tranquility that stays in your memories for years to come. It sure looks like a special place to go. We're going now to San Miguel Island and an area called Furnace. The Furnace area is called a hidden gem, a tribute to dynamic forces of nature. The area around this city is covered in bubbling hot springs and steam vents, creating this live geothermal wonderland. This constantly erupting volcanic topography, they say, not only shaped the landscape here, but the customs of the people here as well. The aroma of cozido das furnace, a delicacy cooked underground using the earth's natural heat, can be smelled in the air. It's a tantalizing culinary scene, they say, because you could just smell it everywhere. There's the Terra Nostra Garden. The botanical haven has a myriad of flora and renowned thermal pools and allows you to relax and connect to nature in this area. The village of Furnace, they say, is one of the most beautiful places in the Azores. It's this place where the raw power of the earth and the resilience of the people that live there really come together. And it's a blend of adventure and serenity. They say it's hard to find anywhere else. This is another volcanic adventure, Lagoa do Fogo. Here's the picture of it. It's so beautiful. I'm sorry it doesn't take up the whole screen, but it's high atop the Agua de Pau volcanic complex. Lagoa do Fogo is a pristine azure gem. It's a crater lake whose name translates to the Lake of Fire. They say it's mesmerizing to see this. Shimmering waters contrasting against the greenery of the surroundings. One of the best places in the Azores where the elements have come together to craft this masterpiece of nature. A lot of hikers really love this area. The panoramic views from around the trails are breathtaking. It showcases the rugged beauty of San Miguel Island. A lot of birds soaring overhead. Has this really kind of peaceful ambiance about it. And as they say, you stand at the edge of Lagoa do Fogo, it's easy to see why it's considered one of the most stunning locations in the Azores. Just beautiful. Let's check out Montanha do Pico, which rises from the heart of Pico Island. There it is. It stands as the highest mountain in Portugal, one of the most beautiful places in the Azores, towering presence, often crowned with halos of clouds. They call it a site that commands respect and admiration. It's a volcanic peak with its rugged slopes and unique basalt formations that tells the story of the fiery past in this area. Very challenging hiking trails here. It's demanding, a very demanding hike. So it's not for the faint of heart or the inexperienced. But if you are a hiker and you do make the trip, they say you're rewarded with these panoramic vistas that stretch across the Atlantic. You can see neighboring islands dotting the horizon like little jewels, a journey of discovery where every twist and turn reveals a new facet of the island's beauty. And that once you get to the summit, you have a big sense of accomplishment and awe. So pretty. For anyone seeking a blend of adventure and tranquility, they say Montanha Do Pico is a must-see in the Azores. Let's go to the blue hydrangeas. Oh, so beautiful. The hydrangeas on Volcano on the Big Island of Hawaii are massive, a lot like this. This is Pico Natural Park. It is a significant portion of Pico Island, Pico Natural Park, a treasure trove of biodiversity, one of the most scenic places in the Azores. Lush forests, serene lakes, rugged coastlines, volcanic formations. The trails in the park wind through very diverse terrains. As you hike, you could see the Azorean bullfinch, or see the unique blue hydrangeas pictured here that have become synonymous with this area. Each path, whether leading to a panoramic viewpoint or a secluded cove, promises a new adventure and deeper connection to nature. They say Pico Natural Park isn't just a destination, it's an experience where nature's wonders are on full display and every moment feels like a discovery. This is Poca de Beha. This place is in the heart of Furnace Valley, and it's a geothermal oasis, one of the prettiest places in the Azores, a collection of natural pools enriched by minerals and heated by the Earth's core. It gives the visitors a unique spa-like experience right in the middle of nature. Sounds wonderful. The warm, iron-rich waters are known for their therapeutic properties, and that makes this Poca de Beha one of these favorite spots for both locals and tourists as well. And it's all surrounded by tropical foliage and the gentle sound of flowing water. They say each pool provides a serene setting for relaxation and rejuvenation. So you get in the pool, you soak, the stresses of life, they all melt away, and they're replaced by this sense of tranquility that only nature can provide. Beautiful. They say that this area, the waters have an amber hue. And so it's the amber colored water that is contrasted with the lush green surroundings, makes it this really picturesque place to unwind. Porto Pim Bay. Beautiful. This place is on the southern coast of Fayal Island, Porto Pim Bay, a coastal sanctuary, one of the most beautiful cities in the Azores. It's a crescent-shaped bay with golden sands and crystalline waters. Beach lovers head there, and they say it's one of their favorite places. It's one of the top things to do in the Azores. The waters are calm, and that makes kayaking and paddleboarding really fun. It's got a backdrop of Monte de Beha and Monte Quemado, so a couple of mountains towering over you. And that frames the beach in this picturesque setting that's perfect for going out and having a picnic, getting a little sunbathing in, or soaking in the views. In this area as well, there's a whaling station museum. But they say the real highlight of Porto Pim Bay is the beauty, the natural beauty in this area. So, pretty nice. Now we're going to São Miguel Island. We've been there, but we're going back. Oh, hello. Yes. São Miguel Island, often referred to as the Green Island, the largest in the Azores archipelago. Undoubtedly, they say, one of the most beautiful places in the Azores, with diverse landscapes ranging from verdant pastures and tea plantations to dramatic cliffs and azure crater lakes. You can see that lake right up there in the crater. Every twist and turn on this island offers a new vista and a fresh perspective on nature. The capital of this island is Ponta Delgada, which mixes historic charm with modern amenities. cobblestone streets with patterned pavements, grand churches, bustling markets, vibrant squares. And if you go beyond the city, then you find Sete Cidades, which means twin lakes. It's the hot springs of Furnace you'll see, and the serene Nordeste region as well. They say every corner of São Miguel tells a story. Whale watching to hiking, it's an experience offered for every single traveler. São Miguel. Love it. Speaking of Sete Cidades, here it is. Look at that. Sorry it's not a better picture, but it stands out with breathtaking beauty and captivating legends as well. It's in this massive volcanic crater, home to twin lakes, Lagoa Azul and Lagoa Verde. So Blue Lake and Green Lake, right? Named for their distinct blue and green hues. The lakes are separated by a narrow strait, but they're the heart and soul of Sete Cidades. It's perfect area, they say, for contemplation and relaxation. Surrounded by these rolling hills dotted with quaint villages and lush pastures, which is in contrast to the deep blue of the Atlantic Ocean beyond. You can see it in the distance. Beautiful. There's a vista point called Vista do Rei, which offers a panoramic view of this entire region. It will leave you spellbound. Sete Cidades. More wonder, more tranquility. And the legends involve princesses and shepherds, forbidden love, tears that form the lakes. And so I love always going to a place and learning about legends and the stories of how things came to be. This is Terra Nostra Gardens, also called one of the prettiest places in the Azores. It's a botanical paradise in the heart of Furnace Valley. They established Terra Nostra Gardens in the 18th century. And since then, it has grown to include flora from all over the world. Ferns, camellias, rare cycads, just a few of the plant species that are here. You can walk through the garden, and it's a feast of colors and textures. Pathways leading to secluded nooks, ornate fountains, serene ponds, all offering a way to enjoy the beauty of this garden. Really pretty. One of the highlights of this Terra Nostra garden is the geothermal pool. You can see it here. It's enveloped by lush vegetation. It's a warm orange-hued pool that offers a therapeutic soak that will rejuvenate the body and the soul. Wow. So if you're looking for one of the most beautiful places in the Azores, Terra Nostra Gardens. Asked often, what is the most beautiful part of the Azores? The answer would probably be São Miguel Island and Sete Cidades, the Twin Lakes, Furnace, and Lagoa de Fogo. So, really beautiful, some wonderful places to see, and huge thank you to Be Aware for suggesting it. I never would have thought of it, and I feel like I know so much more about the Azores now than I ever would have known before. So a huge thank you, because that's so important to see new places. And even though we're not really there, I feel like I got a lot of the beauty and a lot of what makes this place special. And so I really appreciate you so much suggesting this. Be Aware with $10. Thanks for the midday vacation to the Azores, Kim. Thank you for suggesting it. Please suggest anytime. I loved your suggestion, and I love learning more about the Azores. Luis with $5. I blame either Albert or Elon Musk for today's technical difficulties. You know what? Put the blame right where it's due, Luis. That is 100% all me. Yes, it is. And it was what happens when you're on the show by yourself and you get really going into these stories. And then thank goodness for Heather and her $2 contribution to let me know I'm an idiot. I mean, there are a lot of reasons to contribute to the show. Why not letting me know I'm a bonehead? This is fantastic. Thank you, Heather, for saving the day. Cynthia coming in with $20 with the big smile on her face for my screw up. Thank you for loving me anyway, Cynthia, and thank you for the $20 contribution. I really appreciate it. Julie with $2, you're awesome. Heather, who saved the day, thank you for the $2 contribution, and Doug with a $5 contribution as well. You guys are super awesome. Tomorrow I'll get back to the story about the puffins. Why don't we do that on Wednesday? So excited to tell you that on the Mark Thompson Show tomorrow, we'll talk to Gil Gross about politics. And Belinda Weymouth will be here with on the Mark Thompson Show with It's the Planet Stupid. And she's got a lot of really interesting stories that we've been talking about that she's going to present. So I'm really excited about that as well. Again, huge thank you to everyone who has contributed to this show. I hope you have a great rest of your day. For me, hopefully I got the boneheaded maneuvers out of the way, because now it's Meet the Teacher. We get to go see who Jacob's teacher will be for 5th grade. So very exciting. More on that tomorrow on the After Party Live. But I hope to see you at 11 a.m. tomorrow for the Mark Thompson Show. Until we meet again, make it a great day. Go out and have a really good one. Bye, everybody.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.